and so here we are in the Adobe Creative Cloud, and this is Lightroom Classic. This is the 2019 version, and as you can see, I am into the picture that I've chosen, and you can see the after here and you can see the before. And we want to just focus on how we get to this point here, increase those blues, make sure the whites look perfect, and just a bit of color correction and also resizing just to make that picture look that, you know, 110% better than what it was in the beginning of the shot. So this photo was taken on a Huawei P20 Lite. As you know, guys, I am a big fan of Huawei. And also, I am stepping up my game with my new phone. So if you guys have any comments or anything that you want to say about me getting a new phone, please just tell me. I really do need a new phone, I know, and I want to get a new phone, but I just need to know what to get. So as you can see that in the distance there is boats on this side and there's no boats on this side. You can see that the lighthouse is very not so saturated and not brought out in the image. So we're going to show you, or I'm going to show you how to bring that out in the image and make it look sharp and make it look a bit more clear to see and give it a bit of a focal point. Let's just reset this here to the same image, and then we're going to go and make it into a full view. So the first thing that we want to do is obviously we just want to adjust and see where we want the photo to be, how much we want to crop out and how much we want in the shot. So I'm just going to pull it up to that point there and probably get a bit of those reds in there so it matches the lighthouse. So this lighthouse was actually taken a few days back. I was actually at a staff party and I saw this lighthouse outside the window and I said I have to get this shot. So let's just get that there. The lines are same. And just to remember that when you are taking a picture with a horizon, you just want to get the lines matching and you want to get the lines in your crop matching the lines of the horizon. So I'm just gonna try and get it as close as possible. Here we go. That's perfect. In my previous video, I did show you guys a bit of how to do a lens correction. So I'm just going to jump into that lens correction. I'm not going to tell you more about that there. You can just jump back to my old video and you can find out about that. So we did shoot this here on a Huawei. Automatically you can see that the the specs come up on its own. um, Adobe is quite good at this. They find the specs quite fast, so you don't really have to spend much time focusing on this. Basically what this does is it corrects the lens, it removes the vignetting of the image, and it does a whole lot more. I just want to do two things first before I continue. I want to remove these ships out of this image. So by just clicking on this here, it's used to remove blemishes and to remove pimples and to remove marks of the face, but I use it in a different style. I click on that there and then all of a sudden it's gone. There seems to be a small boat here. I'm going to click on that and get that out of the way. There's another one here and there's another one there. Alrighty, so now we have nothing on the horizon. We just have the main thing, which is the focal point, which is our lighthouse on our right hand side. I did try and follow some of the photography rules. So anyway, now I just want to get those clouds looking a bit more sharper and be out there. You wouldn't have seen that there in the before and after picture that I showed you guys. So what we're going to do is we are just going to get those shadows in from the clouds and just paint along that side. So what I'm going to do is also click down here so we can see how much we've painted, and then we go over it like that. Okay, so just bear in mind that you don't want to affect the tower because that is on its own and you must edit that on its own. But I want to get these clouds looking a bit more in the picture so that when we do have our final edit, we can actually see the clouds and we know that it's a bit of a cloudy day. So as you can see, we've done this whole coloring of the clouds, and then I'm going to click the untick to show the select mask overlay so that we don't really see the redness there and the coloring and stuff. And then I'm going to click this. Yeah, so this is what basically it does. It makes it lighter or darker. We introduce more shadows or we remove more shadows. So I'm going to introduce more shadows. I know you guys are probably wondering what the heck am I doing, but I wanted to increase the shadows there so that we can see a bit of the clouds. And then I'm going to bring out that clarity. I'm going to pump it up quite a bit, and also get a bit of the sharpness there. The reason for that is because I want that clouds to show. I also want to reduce a bit of that noise so that we don't see any pixelations in the image. And that's obviously about it. And then we can just obviously just add a bit of that black in it so that we can show a bit more contrast in that clouds as well. And yeah, that's about it for the clouds. And then we're gonna press done there, slowly adjust. So we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna do that. I'm not gonna explain too much about this here. You'll probably see this in my last video, my last inside tutorial, and there is where I showed you guys it's the easy way to edit. You just do all of that there and it gets you it's a basic edit and it is a quick edit. So you just click on auto. Adobe Lightroom tells you exactly how your picture should look. Obviously for each individual photographer you're not going to obviously go the same way because you have your own way and your own perception of looking at it, but I'm just giving it to you guys who are basically just starting off and guys that just want to know the basic stuff just to get that color grading right, just to get everything looking right. And straight away we can see that this here and this here look much more different. We can actually see that there's more color in the shot. The reds are more brighter, the greens are more green, and you can see that the sand is also a bit more lighter, and it shows that it is a better shot. Then what I want to do is I want to then focus on this here and then focus on the ocean. So I think we're going to hit the ocean first, but before we do that there, I want to just set the mood. So at the moment it's now setting on a mood which is both neutral. So what it means is that we can actually determine whether this picture will look better with a bit of blue in it or with a bit of orange or yellow in it. So I'm going to swing along the lines of blue because I feel that the blue brings out a bit more in our image. So you can see now that the blue is a bit more better if you play with it a bit. Here we go. I think that looks quite good. It brings out the whole contrast of the place, sets the tone, makes it a bit, you actually know now that this is a bit more of a better shot. And then I'm going to bump up the clarity slightly so that we can just see a bit of the waves in the ocean and play with those colors. Maybe make it a bit more blue. But more colors. Pick up that, drop that a bit, make the reds a bit more poppy. Okay, so as you can see now the reds are getting a bit more funny. So I'm gonna paint this here. So the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna paint the lighthouse, and I just want to paint the lighthouse just in the white area. Reason for this is because if I have to increase the whites on this lighthouse and increase the whites in the red as well, it's gonna be a bit more funny looking and get the whites, get the pink, get the red looking a bit more pink, and that's not what I'm trying to aim at here. I'm trying to get the whites looking a bit more white, and yeah, so let's just see how that looks. Alright, so let's drop that. We're gonna drop the shadows. Okay, we just increase the shadows and increase the whites, and then paint a little bit more. Okay, make this a bit more smaller. Let's paint a little bit more to that side. Okay, and then drop the white slightly so that we can get an even tone there, 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 there. Increase the sharpness and then remove a bit of the noise and slight exposure change. It's a slight one. So then we're gonna focus. Then I'm also gonna click onto the ocean, which I want to just increase the shadow on the ocean and just get it looking a bit more cooler and a bit more blue. So I get those blues looking a bit more blue, and I get a bit of depth of field in those in the ocean. So I'm paint here, paint there. So as you can see, we've painted it now, and now I'm just gonna add a bit more of darkness to the shot and get it looking a bit more contrasty. So we can increase that blues slightly, get the blues looking good, increase the shadow slightly so we can get it a bit of depth of field. And I can see here that we need to add a little bit more here. So let's add a bit more there. We can just match the ocean with the lighthouse and give it its own value. Okay, so now that we can see, if we go back and we look at the image, let's just see if we've covered everything here. Yeah, looking good. If we go back and we look at both the images, we can see straight away we have a good start in what we are doing. We see that the ocean is looking more blue, we see the grass is more green, and we see that the lighthouse is now the focal point of this image. So I'm just going a bit more up here to see what's going on here, and then I'm going to paint again, and this time I'm going to paint on the red spot so that we can increase that saturation and make it a bit more red so that you guys can see how that will work on your side. So we're just going to finish up painting on this here. You don't have to go through it. This is a tutorial, so I'm not going to go through it step by step. The picture can be done better, but just for you guys today, I'm just going to show you guys how easy it is to do things like this here. Then I'm going to move this tint a bit more towards the side so that we can actually see a bit more color in it. Okay, so let's just get back there. Doesn't look too grand. Let's throw in a bit of sharpness there so that we can give it a bit of a focal point and increase that color, that clarity, and improve that saturation so it just sticks out right there and right then. Alright, so we're about done now. And then the last thing that just remember, after doing edits like this here, you are going to get points where you're going to see you're going to get a bit of noise in that shot. So what you want to do is just bump up that noise reduction and it should do the trick. Okay, so I just want to hit a shout out quick while we're on this tutorial. Just to thank the guys at ICS in Florida Road and Bolito Lifestyle Center for always having my back and with all your support and helping me out with my Mac and making sure that I am always ready to go and efficient at all times. So let's take a look at it before and after. So as you can see, we've color graded it, we made it look good, we made it look standing out, we made it stand out, we made the tower look good, we made it stand out and gave it a focal point. The water looks much more bluer. We've got some depth of field in the ocean because you can see around here, you couldn't see the waves, you couldn't see anything there. And then we increased that clouds, made it look like it was a cloudy day. And that's it. Thank you for watching another episode of Inside Tutorial. I'm your boy, Wayne Ashley. Peace.